Hello, welcome back to the Jewish Reading Project. Today we're reading Gershon's Monster by Eric A. Kimmel, illustrated by John J. Math. The city of Constanza stands on the shores of the Black Sea. Many years ago, a man named Gershon and his wife Fega lived there. Now Gershon was not the best person he could be. True, the mistakes he made were not huge. They were common, ordinary things. A broken promise, a lost temper for no reason, and a little untruth told here and there. But unlike most people, Gershon never regretted what he did. He never apologized or asked anyone's forgiveness. This way of behaving became a habit. Gershon paid no attention to how he treated others, and he didn't care. For he could shed his mistakes and thoughtless acts like a dog sheds hair. Every Friday, Gershon swept them up and tossed them into a cellar. Then once a year on a Rosh Hashanah, he stuffed them into a sack, dragged the enormous bundle down to the sea, and tossed it in. But selfishness and thoughtless deeds are never disposed of so easily. There is always a price to pay, as Gershon was about to learn. Now Gershon was a baker, an important man in town, but he and his wife were childless. They wanted a child more than anything in the world. One day, Gershon's wife heard of a Hasidic, a wonder rabbi, who lived in the town of Kuti. Perhaps a Hasidic can give us a child, Fega said to her husband. I will go to Kuti and see, Gershon answered. Gershon harnessed his horse to the wagon and set out. The journey took many days. Gershon asked the stranger how to get to the Hasidic's house. Of course, he didn't say thank you. When Gershon arrived, he barged through the door without knocking. The Hasidic was in his study. My wife and I want a child, said Gershon. I hear you can help us. Name at your price. I'll pay. The Hasidic frowned and said, one does not buy children the way one buys chickens, but your wife is a good woman. For her sake, I will see if anything can be done. The Hasidic closed his eyes and began to pray. Gershon fidgeted impatiently. A clock on the wall ticked away the minutes. At last, the Hasidic opened his eyes. Be thankful for what you have. Do not ask for more. What kind of answer is that? Gershon cried. If God cannot give me a child, at least tell me the reason why. The Hasidic's eyes searched the depths of Gershon's soul. Do you think you could live so thoughtlessly forever? The sea cries out because you have polluted the waters. God is angry with you. Accept God's judgment. Your recklessness will bring your children more sorrow than you can imagine. I will take that risk, Gershon said selfishly. Foolish man, I will do what you ask, but you will regret it. The Hasidic took a piece of parchment and wrote upon it with a quill pen. After the ink dried, he folded the parchment in half and gave it to Gershon. Have your wife wear this around her neck. In 1 year's time, she will give birth to twins, a boy and a girl. To twins, a boy and a girl. They will be all you desire. They will be with you for 5 years. And then Gershon asked, what strange prophecy is this? If something is going to harm my children, tell me now so I can protect them. You cannot protect them, the Hasidic said. On the morning of their 5th birthday, they will go down down to the sea. He paused. Enjoy your precious children while you can. Do not ask for more. Gershon threw himself at the Saddic's feet. What will happen at the sea? Gershon pleaded. At least give me a sign. The Sadiq spoke with a steady voice. The day you put 2 stockings on 1 foot and storm around the house looking for the missing stocking is the day your children will. Enough, I can say no more. Gershon kissed the Sadiq's hand. Holy man, you have saved my children's lives. I will remember your words and be watchful. Forevermore I will repent for all my wrongdoings. The Sadiq shook his head. You will forget everything as soon as you return home. Go now, unhappy man, I can do nothing for you. Gershon returned home. Just as the Sadiq predicted, he soon forgot everything except the promise of children. Fega wore the charm faithfully. In a year's time she gave birth to twins. They were the most beautiful children Gershon and his wife had seen. They named the boy Joseph and the girl Sarah. The twins grew up healthy and strong. They spent whole summers at the beach, running on the sand and swimming in the sparkling water. And Gershon went on behaving recklessly as ever, sweeping his thoughtless axe into a cellar, and once a year, on Rosh Hashanah, he stuffed them into a sack and dragged them down to the sea. Five years passed. One August morning, Gershon awoke with the sun pouring in his window. It was scarcely 8 o'clock, yet the air hung heavy with heat. Gershon reached for his clothes. He pulled on his shirt, then his trousers, and then finally his left stocking. The heat made his head swim. He sat down on the bed to collect himself, and without thinking, he took his right stocking and drew it over his left foot. Then he started to put on his shoes. Where is my other stocking? Gershon grumbled when he noticed that his right foot is bare. Who has taken it? He roared as he stormed through the house. Fega laughed. No one has taken your stocking. Look at your feet. You've put 2 stockings on 1 foot. Gershon's face suddenly turned pale. As he remembered the Sadiq's prophecy. Where are the children? He cried frantically. At the seashore, where they always are. As soon as Gershon heard the words "at the seashore," he ran out the door. Come back, Fega cried. You forgot your shoes. But Gershon had no time for shoes. He tore down the path to the beach. Dear God, he cried, please let me not be too late. And then he saw them. And then he saw them, Sarah and Joseph, playing at the water's edge. Gershon cupped both of his hands to his mouth and shouted, Come away from there! But he was out of breath and his voice did not carry far. The children waved and went back to their play. Sarah chased Joseph into the water. All at once the sky grew dark as if a cloud had covered the sun. But it was no cloud. Gershon saw it rising from the sea, an immense black monster with scales like iron plates. On each scale was written one of Gershon's misdeeds. Father, save us! The children cried out as the monster came towards them. Gershon ran as he had never run before. He pushed the children aside and threw himself on the ground before the monster. Looking up into the creature's glittering eyes, he pleaded for forgiveness. I know what you are. You are my pride and selfishness. Here. I know what you are. You are my pride and selfishness coming back to me, just as the Hasidic foretold. Please have mercy. Spare my children. Why punish them for my thoughtless deeds? Take me instead. For the first time in his life, Gershon truly felt sorry for all of his wrongdoings. Heartbroken, he kneeled before the monster and awaited his end. But it never came. The monster rose into the air like a great cloud. Its scales melted into raindrops that fell like a summer shower, cleansing the sea. Gershon carried Sarah and Joseph home to breakfast. The whole family blessed their food and offered thanks for God's mercy. Then Gershon went down into his cellar and scrubbed each crack of his corner until every trace of his old ways was gone. He scrubbed his soul too until it shined like a pair of Sabbath candles. Never again did he throw another bundle into the sea, and never again did he see the monster. When Joseph and Sarah grew up, they made sure to tell this story to their children every Rosh Hashanah, as I am telling it to you. Remember, for if you keep your soul clean, your best self will always shine through as surely as raindrops cleanse the sea. That's the end.